Let's see what happens. Bam. Hey, everybody. It's your man, Bo Rab, and welcome to the Chicagoland Baseball Chronicles. And this is my man, Bill.
Hey, how's it going, Bo? Good to see you today, man. Glad to jump back on and do another special interview with one of our very own Chicagoland legends. People can get a chance to know a lot more about him once this interview is done. That's our goal for today.
And our man is Melvin Jackson, the legendary Melvin Jackson, Detroit Tigers draft pick, you dig? To me, the best shortstop that I've ever seen in Chicago. I thought it was Otis Irvin first until I seen you. What's up, Melvin?
Wow.
Hey, I'm doing good down here in Wichita. Doing real good.
Wichita, Kansas. Wichita, Kansas.
He admired me, but and I got somebody that I admired first too. And whether you believe it or not, that person I played with, I admired him. I couldn't carry his job as a shortstop.
Who was that, Mel?
Who
was that, Mel?
That was Freddie Andrews.
Okay.
Freddie,
legendary name.
Freddie Spooky Andrews.
Freddie Andrews.
That's who I designed my play after. He was the best. Is that I ever seen in my life.
You say Freddie. When you told me Freddie, is that Freddie right there? That's Freddie right there.
A lot of people don't even remember Freddie playing shortstop.
I didn't.
A lot of the young guys, when they was coming up, he was playing third base, but they never seen him play shortstop.
Right. I never saw. I didn't see that. I didn't see
like
that.
Bo Rab say he liked me. I like Freddie Andrews. I used to follow him around in the projects. We used to live in the same building.
Where was that, man?
Wow.
What building was that?
That was 48 State Street, right across the street from DuSable High School.
Okay. Okay.
And what happened was a lot of people don't know Askew used to stay in the projects too.
Oh, really? No, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Roosevelt Askew.
Big Roosevelt Askew stayed in the projects on 43rd.
In the Robert Taylor's?
Robert Taylor Homes.
Right. That's where Q stayed.
I found that out after he recruited me. I got a knock at my door, and my mother called me and said, Melvin, somebody's here to see you. And I went to the door, and he covered the whole door. He was a big rodent.
He was a big dude.
I looked up at him. I didn't know who he was from the Man in the Moon. He said, I'm here to see Melvin. I said, I'm Melvin. He says, I've been walking through the projects from 43rd Street all the way down here, asking people who could play baseball. I got a team on startup, and I need some baseball players. And somebody told him, there's a guy up on the 9th floor, 909. Name is Melvin. He's probably who you wanted, to contact to play ball with.
How old were you, Mel, when Roosevelt showed up at your door? How old were you when Coach Askew showed up at your door?
13 years old.
Wow.
13. I'll be 13 years old. Okay.
I'll be 68 this year.
I was finna say, damn, you older, you are. You be 68.
So
right.
Before so what he did, he looked at me. He said, "You got a glove?" I said, "No, sir." He said, "You got any spikes?" I said, "I don't have any spikes either." So he said, "Miss Jackson, I'm gonna leave some money here on this table so you can pay your light bill." I left my mother about $200 on the table. He said, "I'm taking your son shopping."
A lot of money back then.
Oh, that was bigger than her we used to call it an ADC check. I don't know what they call it now. They call it a public assistance check.
The AD check.
It was an ADC check to us after daddy cut out check. But anyway, he left that on the table and said, "I'm taking your son shopping."
Right.
He took me down to the sporting goods store.
Maury
Go
Majors.
get you a glove, spikes. And I wasn't trying to, break the man, because I didn't know. This is the first time I ever seen him now. I didn't want to break him, take all his money. So I went back there and got a little cheap glove. And he said, takes the glove in his hand. He said, "This ain't no glove." I had to talk like him. "This ain't no glove."
There you go.
Took it and threw it over his shoulder. "Go get you a glove, a real glove."
13 years old. 13 years old. I went
and got me an 82,000, baby.
Hey, you heard what he said, Bill.
82,000.
2,000, baby.
2,000. And some Rydell spikes. Man, I was
Rydell.
Woo! Back then, that was the stuff.
That's right.
So back then, Mel, so where were you playing? So you had the reputation of being a big time ball player. You had enough reputation that Coach Askew was walking through the project looking for you. Where were you playing?
In the
he
playground.
Didn't tell it. He didn't tell it. Tell it all.
I didn't have
Go ahead.
Glove. I had no spikes. I had my baseball hat. What's my glove? My baseball hat with my glove. We played with a rubber ball called a Major League rubber ball. It was the best rubber ball that you could play with, strikeout and stuff with. Pitch and play. Have somebody catching you while they batting too, because the ball hit you. It's not going to hurt you that much.
Right.
It'll hurt, but it won't hurt that much. But playing.
So Askew basically brought you in, huh?
So Coach Askew brought you into organized baseball. That's how you got on your first team, first uniform with Coach Askew.
Well, as far as being a organized ball, I started out. You said you want to hear about the Little League part. The Little League thing was, it wasn't that exciting or anything, but
okay.
It was just a place to go play away from home.
Right.
So
as you played it, you played
about where you try to find out what kind of abilities that you had.
Right.
So
while you were playing with Askew, you also, you were in high school. You were 13, so you're getting ready to come into high school, and you went to DuSable, right?
I went to DuSable High School, but when I was getting ready to go into high school, the guys down in the hole down there on 53rd Street came down recruiting.
The hole. Okay.
And back then, the way they recruit was they come down, they just shoot up the whole doggone neighborhood, and it's dead. They didn't individually recruit you for the game. They recruited neighborhoods, streets. They recruited. If you recruit one block, that's 1,000 people. 3 big gravitated projects is about 1,000 people.
I know.
And that's the way they recruited down there when I was there. So they came down there shooting up people, and we saw them coming, but there's nothing we could do. We all couldn't get up that elevator at the same time. There's only 2 elevators.
Right.
So we see about 200, 250 red Tam hats coming down the fire lane, and they just shooting up everything, and I got shot.
You got shot?
And a couple more people got shot, and after I got shot, maybe 3 months later, my mother moved me out of the projects. Moved to 55th and Racine over there.
So now, what year are we talking now, man? What year are we talking now?
We're talking about 1967, 68.
Okay.
I had not. No, we're talking about a little earlier than that, because I forgot about the junior high. The 7th and 8th grade. So we're talking about 66.
Okay. But all the time you still playing with Askew. You still was playing with Askew, right?
When I moved from over there on 48th and State Street, I was still going to DuSable High School, because I had enrolled in 7th grade.
Right.
Okay. I enrolled in 7th grade. So they I moved to 55th and Racine, but I still went to DuSable every day.
How did you do in high school, man?
DuSable, I was not living in the project.
How did you do in high school, man? Tell me about that.
High school was, just a place to be. It was right across the street.
Right. Where did you get your name, man? Where did this Mel J? You know, all I heard about was Mel J this, Mel J that. You was in the minor leagues then, but how did that come about, you know?
That came about as far as DuSable is concerned. I played 4 years at DuSable playing baseball. Okay. And when I come out of the baseball, out of my senior year, I didn't even have a college to go to. Okay. I had a whole bunch of scholarships, but they was for football.
For football, whoa! Football. What you mean? You played football? That's what you tell. You didn't.
I was all conference in football.
You never told me that. What position did you play?
I did the conference in touchdown. I did the conference in touchdown.
You was a receiver.
I had scholarships all through Minnesota, all through Wisconsin.
What?
Football.
You never told me that one, buddy.
And I only played 1 year.
What position, Mel? What position?
Split in.
Split in. Okay.
And second string quarterback, but I never had to play second string quarterback.
But you didn't wait. You was a string bean. How was you a split? Okay, you usually had some hands on you.
When I walked into the football locker room, I didn't even know what pads was. We played football out there in the street. We didn't play with no pads, no helmets, or nothing. So when they told me to go in and get dressed, I look over there and it's a big thing full of pads and shoulder pads and knee pads. No, I didn't know what it was. I didn't even know how to put it on. But
and
I
you still made all sections
that year.
Okay.
So Mel, you leave DuSable and go down to Tennessee, HBCU, Lemoyne Owing. How did you make that connection, or how did you end up down in Tennessee?
That connection came from I didn't have a scholarship.
Okay.
And I went to Askew, my father, my mentor, my agent. I went to him. I told him, I don't want to play football no more. I don't want to play basketball no more. I was on varsity also, basketball.
So here we go. Here we go. 3-sport star. 3-sport star.
And I played with some of the best. Kevin Porter, Maurice Cheeks.
Okay.
But I got there the freshman.
Mo Cheeks is from DuSable, right? Mo Cheeks from DuSable.
You was on team with Mo Cheeks?
Mo Cheeks was on softball. I was on varsity.
So who was the coach down there? Who was the basketball coach at DuSable back then, Mel?
Coach McKinley Cowson.
McKinley, okay.
McKinley Cowson was the varsity basketball coach. The softball basketball coach was Coach Harrington. Okay. I played softball. That's when Kevin Porter led us downstate. You know Kevin Porter played with the Washington Bullets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course we do.
Led the league in assists every year.
You played with him.
He was a senior. I came in. We was as a freshman. I was on Frost-Off then, but they wanted to hit me with that stick for bad grades. So I quit. Right.
Anyway.
And when I started playing baseball, I told the coach, if you hit me with that stick, I quit. Hit me with that stick, I'm gone. I'm telling you right now.
So you go back to Coach Askew, and Askew makes the connection for you, Lemoyne on?
Playing for Askew, we had ball players a little older than I was. That was older than I was, which was a guy on our team by the name of Gerald Hopkins. Okay.
I know Gerald.
Gerald Hopkins was a shortstop in Memphis, Tennessee, Lemoyne on.
Okay.
But when he came up to play with Q, he never played shortstop. He always pitched. So he asked Gerald, did his team need any players? So Gerald said, yeah, we need some players, because they hadn't won a game.
Really?
They hadn't won a game in 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, we need ball players. So Askew called the coach up and said, I got 2 ball players for you. I'm gonna send them down there, and if they ain't no good, call me and I'll come and get them. That's how I got into Lemoyne on.
Okay.
He paid for our bus fare out of his pocket. Me and Roosevelt Moore. Sent me and him, both me and Roosevelt paid for DuSable. He sent both of us down there to Lemoyne on. But when we got down to Lemoyne on, the coach wanted me, but he only wanted me as a pitcher. He said Gerald Hopkins is his shortstop.
Okay.
And I said, well, when Gerald comes to Chicago, he don't play no shortstop. I play shortstop. So he said,
give me a shot, coach. Give me a shot. Give me a shot.
Yeah, I'm telling him. Now, Gerald got us down there. Now, me and Gerald, we buddies because we played with Q. But I knew I was a shortstop.
Yeah.
Right.
But Gerald was the shit. Ooh. It's okay.
It's all good, baby. Tell it like it is.
Gerald was stuffed down in Lemoyne on. He was the shortstop and the captain. So when we got down there, the coach said, "No, I'd like you to pitch for me." So I'm pitching. Say, "Yeah, okay. You open it up for me." Now you get this pitcher. They hadn't won a game.
Right.
2 years. He said, "I want you to open up for me." So I got to thinking. We practicing. I'm watching the infield. I said, I went up to the coach and I said, "Coach, I'm leaving. I'm going home." He said, "What do you mean you're going home?" I said, "I'm going home. I'm a shortstop. I ain't no pitcher. I'm a shortstopper that can pitch, but I'm a shortstop."
Right.
So he said, "Gerald is my shortstop." I said, "Well, I'm going home. I'm through. I'm out of here."
Before the season even started.
So,
This is before the season even started.
Before the season even started. Before I threw the first game. So Gerald comes up and tells the coach. He said, "Coach, I'll move to third. Let Melvin play sharp."
Because Gerald knew, didn't
he? He said, "I don't believe he can beat you playing shortstop, Gerald." So he takes this big bucket of balls and he started hitting me some rockets. And I catch it and I throw it over my shoulder. And he said, "Whoa." So I'm throwing, he said, "Throw to first base." Should have never said that.
Show shouldn't.
Throwing to first base, pow, pow, pow. He said, "Let me catch him over there." By the time he got through catching me, his hand had swole up like an elephant's foot.
You know you had a cannon, baby.
Says,
yes, sir.
"Okay, you my new shortstop, but can you still open for me?" He still throw that first game for me. I said, "I could do that."
So you was pitching and playing shortstop.
I pitched that one. I pitched that game, open up, we won. And periodically I pitch.
Basically you didn't pitch no more.
From then on.
I heard that, buddy. I heard that.
This is the freshman just walking on campus.
The scouts was down there hitting us, and they said, if you hit at least 280, 270, 280 in college now. So you hit that, and we'll put you in the draft. And I made it my business to try to do that. And that's what we did. I hit about 270, 280. And we beat a couple of teams that had been using our college as practice games.
Right.
Never beat them.
Right. Y'all wasn't that good.
Christian Brothers College said, "This team ain't never beat us." We beat them twice. He said, "But you won't beat me no more because you won't be here." That's what he told me.
And that's how you get. That's how
I'm making sure you ain't here to beat us next year. And I believe to this day that guy got me into the draft and got me drafted after my sophomore year.
So you're 19, 20 years old. 19,
you did 2 years. You did 2 years after your. So you did 2 years and you got drafted.
Sophomore year, I was drafted in the 4th round.
The 4th round by the Detroit Tigers.
That coach said you wasn't going to be here. That's what he meant by me not being there.
I heard that. Tell me this, Mel. When you got drafted, I know that's big stuff. You know, you're from Chicago, kid, from Robert Taylor's. How did that come about? Did Askew have anything to do with that? You know, this and that there, you know, I know how Q rolled. So tell me about that.
When I got drafted, Askew called me. I didn't even know nothing about it. Askew called me and said, Melvin, you was drafted in 4th round. I said, oh, I thought I was going 1st round. You know,
I heard that.
I'm up on it now, man, you know, because I thought I was going to say 4th round. Okay. So he said, I'll be out there to get you, because the guy called me and told me that he's scared to come into the city to sign me. So
right.
Askew came and got me and my mother.
I know he was shy.
Bill, the car that he drove up in the front of my house in, was every bit as identical to diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a master lean.
Signing day.
That's the car that he came and picked me up in.
This signing day. Time to go to the majors.
He had every diamond ring that he had in his repertoire. Askew was the cleanest guy I ever seen in my life that day.
He was Fluky Stokes out.
We went up there to that hotel room. And all you can see is Askew throwing his hands
like Liberace, huh?
Diamonds everywhere. And
he was proud of you, man.
He made me an offer what he was going to give me. And Askew said, well, I think I need to get something too.
Okay.
Because I got younger kids coming up that need help, like I had to help him. So he says, well, I can't give you no money. And he asked me, did I want him to have any money? I said, yeah, I want him to have some money. He said, well, the only way he's going to be able to get any money is I'm going to have to put that into your contract and then you pay him, because we can't pay him. So they added $5,000 to my contract.
That was to Askew.
I gave Askew that $5,000.
It's good business, man. It's good
business.
I was happy to give it to him.
So the circle had been closed. He came and found you as a 13-year-old. You went to DuSable, you went to Tennessee, got drafted, and you closed that circle and you took care of Askew so he could take care of the next wave of kids coming up.
That's the way it should have went with everybody. I don't know. Now I can't tell you what everybody else did. I can tell you what I did.
Okay.
Well, check this out.
And on the way down the elevator, because see, the scouts say we need to split your bonus money up for tax purposes, so they wouldn't take too much taxes out.
Right.
So on the elevator way down, I asked you, say, Melvin, I can't wait till next year to get my other half. I need all mine now. Which is okay, because why he needed it, Bo Rap, Little Roe was in jail.
Okay.
And he didn't need a lawyer.
Okay.
And
so you way back.
I told my mother, I said, look, this is the way it's gonna be, period.
Right. Q was like a daddy to you, though. He was like a father to you. I know this for a fact.
He was my father, my agent, my coach, that's the way he was to me.
A lot of people get a misconception on Askew. Askew helped a lot of young brothers, even include myself. He was sending me money in college, and I had never played a game for him, but my roommates did. Tony Hearns and Big Mark, they played when we were in college. He sent us money. I was on the little team, but when he sent them money, he put some in there for me too. So I know it's true.
My mother money the first day he seen her. First day he seen her, gave us some money. Went out and bought me spikes the first day he ever seen me.
Absolutely,
took chances like that.
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
I never forget it.
How was your road? How was your road when you got drafted? Let's tell us about your minor league years, man. Tell us about it. You know, some of the people that you played with. Tell us about that road.
They sent the first. This was a 1974 draft. We had a lot of good ball players in that draft. Okay, so they sent us all down to Florida first to see the weed out weed out everybody that you know.
They want to see what they got. They want to see what they got.
Right. So that was the Lance Parishes and people like that. Mark the Bird Fidrich, stuff like that. They had to weed them out. So after
he was on the team with
all the good ones up to Bristol, Virginia.
Right.
It's on the border of Tennessee and Virginia. You can say Bristol, Virginia, or Bristol, Tennessee. It didn't really matter.
When you say the good ones, what you mean, the high draft picks or what?
Yeah, this is the high draft pick.
Okay.
They sent us all up there. Okay. And I got there, we working out, and about our fifth game, he tells me to go with him. The coach tells me to come and go with him. So I went and when he got on the phone to Detroit and told them, we need this guy to get out of here. He's too good for down here, in rookie ball. Mm-hmm. So I only played 5 games in rookie ball.
Bingo.
They sent me to Clinton, Iowa. That's what I call our low A.
A ball, that's single A?
Low A ball.
Low A ball, okay.
Low, he said low A
rookie ball, then low A, then high A. Then some people don't have 2 different A ball teams. We had enough players in our organization that they could split that A up to low A and high A.
Okay.
So when I got to rookie ball, the next step up was low A. So I played 5 games in rookie ball. He called Detroit, told him to get me out of there. I was too good for down there. So he sent me to Iowa. I only played 5. Now mind you, that Bristol team won everything.
Okay.
That's how good product we had.
Right.
Even with me gone, they still won everything.
Right. They were good.
Excuse me. It was described as the best Bristol Tiger team that ever went down there, even today.
So you come in with a good group of ball players. When you come into the Detroit Tiger organization, you come in with a strong group.
We came in with a strong group. That 74 draft, 74, 75 draft, man, it was phenomenal.
Okay, what happened after that, man? What happened after that?
I went to low A and finished that. Because, see, the draft was in June. I went and played 5 games. And then the rest of the season is over with in September. So after September came, they send you another contract. Okay. When I got there, they send you a AAA contract. Even though you don't play AAA, they send you a AAA contract. You sign it, and you come and play when you get spring training. Then they'll send you to different things, AA, AAA, whatever. Although you may have a AAA contract, you may never play it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Understand that if you sign 3 AAA contracts and never play it, they've got to bring you up to the big leagues, or they got to trade you.
They got to do something with you. Yeah.
Those are called your options. Your options.
Now that's the way minor league ball is. That's right. That's the way the system goes. Just like
what happened while you were in there, Mel?
You play 3-4 years of big league ball. That's just the way the system is.
Okay, string us along, baby. String us along. Come on with it.
So you go back for that second year with the Tigers. Do you go back to? Are you in high A now, or what level do they have you at the second year?
Well, the second year I played high A. Okay. We played. That's when Lance Parrish and Mark Bird Fidrich, all of those guys that was in rookie ball and they won it all. They sent them to high A next year. They skipped low A. Mm. Now I'm in high A.
You went up with that group. You went up with that group. With that same group, you went up.
I went up with the same group I was drafted in.
Okay, bingo. Okay, keep it rolling.
We all wind up in high A.
Okay.
That's when Lance Parrish, they found the position for him because he was not a catcher when he first came.
What was he?
Trying to play at third base, but he couldn't do it.
Okay.
But we all wind up in a high A, and he turned out to be a hell of a catcher.
Yes.
And you still on shortstop.
I can tell you that because he was throwing people out and they hadn't even gotten any slides yet. And
but you were still on shortstop.
My hand felt it, every one of them.
Okay, that you on shortstop then. You on shortstop.
Right.
Okay.
And
keep it roll. Who was your second baseman?
My second baseman then was a little Joe Decker. He was that's the Lou Whitaker hadn't came to the picture yet. Lou Whitaker came the next year. So he was in the third round draft pick. And Lou Whitaker, so we came to almost won the championship. So they brought me back again in A-ball. That's when they drafted Lou Whitaker and that group. Lou Whitaker came in and started playing. He was a third baseman. He played right next to me. Me and Lou Whitaker are killing it. We're killing it. He had about 30. This is a half a year. I'm talking about a half of a year. Okay. He had about 30 stolen bases. I had about 30 stolen bases.
Okay. Tearing up the league. Y'all tearing up the league.
Tearing the league up.
Y'all killing it.
This is when our coach, Jimmy Leland.
Jimmy Leland? Jimmy Leland was, hold up, man.
Hall of Fame coach.
That was your coach. Jimmy Leland was y'all coach. Okay, go for it.
I sent you a picture with me, him, and Lou Whitaker on it. That team picture got all three of them on that. Now, the Lou Whitaker was playing third base. I was at short. We killed. He got about 30 stolen bases. I got about 30. He hitting about 300. I'm hitting about 280. So they called both of us into the office and say we're getting ready to send both of y'all to Double-A. Now this is the half of a year.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you're getting close now. You're getting close. You're getting close.
He told we're going to Double-A. You and Lou. We're gonna make Lou a second baseman, and you're gonna be the shortstop in Double-A.
Okay.
The day that I done moved out of my apartment because we was roommates. I done moved out of my apartment.
You and Lou was roommates.
Got our bags packed. As soon as I get ready to get on the plane, they tell me to come back. They gonna keep me down there. They gonna send somebody else to play shortstop in Double-A. And I'm wondering what's going on. So I see the back of the newspaper that day. The owner of the club in A-ball, Frank Decker, I never forget his name. Frank Decker was on the phone to Detroit saying that if they send me to Double-A, he was going to let the team go.
Okay.
So what do you think they did?
They kept you there.
Kept you there.
Kept me right there. And I just lost it. I lost it. There I go want to quit again. You see, where I feel like it is injustice. But anyway, I was hurt. I got on the phone and I called, believe it or not, I called Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks.
The Ernie Banks. I got on the phone and called Ernie Banks. He was working at Amalgamated Bank at the time. He was doing commercials for. That's when I called Ernie Banks and I told him my position, what was happening. And I was, and he told me, you got to stick with it.
Okay.
Don't quit. You got to fight through it, still play the best you can, be the best you can be, and don't say nothing. Keep your mouth shut, play your game. Somebody out there is going to see you and get you.
And give you a shot.
And give me a shot.
Wow.
Never happened. But I'm glad I talked to him because it kept me in the game because I was ready to go. And when I talked to the guy in the front office up there, he said that Montgomery, Alabama would not accept two blacks playing up the middle in Montgomery, Alabama.
That's deep, man.
That's what they told me to get me calm me down. They wouldn't accept it in that.
That's deep. That's deep, man. That's deep.
So
That's
I got
deep.
two different stories here going on. I got the owner of the A-ball team saying he's gonna let the team go if I go, and the ownership, and the chief coordinator for the Detroit Tigers telling me that Montgomery, Alabama, won't accept 2 blacks up the middle. So I'm with Jimmy Leland, and I'm crying. So me and him talk. Next thing I know, he crying.
Wow. Jimmy Leland.
True story. This is true.
I know, man. We keeping it 100 right here.
Down there crying together. He said, "You know what, Mel? That what Ernie Banks told you is good. It's good. And for me, I'm tickled to death to have you back.
We're gonna play some ball now. We're gonna win this championship."
He say, "Now, you still my captain?
Still my shortstop.
Are you was the captain of the team too, huh? You was the captain.
Number 1.
Okay.
So
yeah, I look at your numbers, man. Your numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
I'm gonna be like Moses. I'm gonna take it to the promised land, because that's the only way I know how to play.
What year is that now? So we have people watching. We want to kind of paint a picture. What year is this when you should have got that call up to AA? What year is this now?
That's 1977.
I was a freshman.
Lou was on his way. Sweet Lou was on his way.
Lou was on his way. Now, mind you, the guy that they sent in my place, him and Lou played together. Now, this guy was just a fundamental ball player. Alan Trammell was just a fundamental ball player. Did not play no deep shortstop or nothing like that. But he played halfway in the middle of the field, but he caught everything. But and I'm trying to explain to them to Ed Brinkman, which is the infield coordinator. I'm trying to explain to him that I never learned how to play baseball like that. That kind of baseball, I wouldn't have been able to get on a team in Chicago. If I
played a deep, you played a deep short, huh?
Huh?
You played a deep short.
Not only that, I don't get on down like fundamental ball. You know, I charge the ball, go get it and let it go. That's the way that's the way I was able to play with Askew.
Aggressive.
This is the way you had to have your own
style.
Like Otis. You know, you had to have your own style.
Exactly. That's what I did. I had my own style. I emulated off of Otis. Otis and you.
You don't play that old fundamental style of ball. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, that's a good thing to do, but fundamental was too easy for me.
Yeah, you had flash.
I would come in with one hand and pick it up, let it go. That's the way you played. That's the way I grew up.
Hey, so now here you are. You back in single. You back with Jimmy Leland. You back playing ball, and Alan Trammell is the starting shortstop at 19 years old for the Detroit Tigers.
And Lou Whitaker.
Wow. And they hold those two positions. They hold that middle of that infield for almost 20 years.
Yeah. But to get there, Alan Trammell, a lot of people don't know, Alan Trammell had broke Reggie Jackson's triple record in AA. That record had been standing for over 20-some years.
So he just flew through the minors. Because he's in the major leagues at 19. He just breezed through the minor leagues.
So he was hitting. He had a stick
when
too.
When he broke Reggie Jackson's triple record, he was in the show.
That's it.
Lou Whitaker supposed to went to the show anyway. But he hit in 300.
Right. Who went up first? Allen or Lou? Or did they come up together?
They went together. They went to AA together. They went to the big leagues the next year. Together.
Wow. Skip triple A.
Youngest double play combination of all time.
Wow.
And the longest playing combination of all time.
Of all time.
So when they went to the big leagues at 19, my name came off the blue chip board.
They got you blocked.
Oh yeah, they got me blocked. Whenever a younger guy's ahead of you, you could just about say your career is over.
Wow.
Especially at 19.
And black.
Jerry Manuel was the blue chip second baseman. Lou Whitaker knocked him down just like Alan Trammell did me. Jerry Manuel. You remember Jerry Manuel?
Yeah, man. For the Sox.
He ended up being
and
coach.
Expos.
Yeah, coach for the New York Mets.
Right. Right. No other teams even offered to pick you up after that? No other teams offered to pick you up? No other teams offered to pick you up after that time? Well, I mean, you hadn't got released yet. You went back down.
No, I went to AA the next year. Now, we don't won a championship back to back. Never been done before in the high A ball down there. Jimmy Lee and me, we won back to back championships. Wasn't even close.
Right. You hit shortstop. You Jimmy Lee his shortstop.
Back to back championship down in A ball. So the next year they sent me up to AA. My job is over. Lou Whitaker and Alan Trammell's in the big leagues now.
And they're both younger than you.
I'm 24, 25. They 19.
Right.
You got to expect. Jerry Manuel was a blue chip second baseman. He was the same age I was, almost a year older. Our careers are over. Our career is done.
He eventually came up to the majors. He eventually came on up. He eventually, somewhere down the line, came on up.
Who, Jerry Manuel?
Yeah, did he ever come up?
Never came up.
Oh, wow. Never knew
He
that.
was AAA. Lou Whitaker hopped over him.
Okay.
Yeah. Lou Whitaker hopped over him. Alan Trammell hopped over me. They in the big leagues at 19. Anybody under that age might have a chance. Anybody over that age, your career is over.
Okay.
That's all.
Wow.
You can't go out and petition to play for somebody. You know you can't do that. You can't call up a coach and say, call up an organization and say, can I play with you?
Give me a shot.
That. That's collusion.
Right.
You can't do like Magic Johnson did. when he goes
I'm looking at some of them. I'm looking at
you need to come to Hollywood like it did Shaq.
Hey Mel, I'm looking at some of the comments on Facebook. I don't know who it is. Somebody's asking. He said, "How the bleep you wind up pitching?" Go on, let them know. Move it around.
A lot of people know me as pitching because I was cut down to size. When I got released, they released me in the off season. When I got released because I had 3 AAA contracts. Okay, they couldn't trade me. They didn't want to bring me up to the big leagues, try to show up anybody. So when I came back from playing ball, I went back to Q.
Back home. Now,
where that paper was, where that money was
when we go working out, when we go to working out and everything, Askew say, Melvin, where you going? I'm thinking, I'm automatically going to shortstop. I just come out the minor. Ain't nobody out here. I wasn't looking behind me. He said, your time over. It's Otis' turn now.
Otis' turn.
I made a big U-turn back to the bench. Now, I took it like a man, but it hurt me like to the heart.
So how is Otis?
Because I didn't know nobody back there behind me could play that good. I wasn't looking back. Like I'm telling Bo, I wasn't never looking back. I should have been looking back. I was too much. I was focused on. I had blinders on. I could only see forward.
You looking at MLB?
Askew told me he the one broke me down, and I knew he's the only one that could have told me that I wasn't going to shortstop. He's the only one.
Absolutely.
He said, Melvin, where you going? It's Otis' turn now.
So now Otis is still a teenager. Now he's still a teenager, right?
Yeah, he was at Phillips.
Who, Otis?
He's still like 17, 18 years old, right?
I don't know. See, I wasn't looking back. I know nothing about Otis.
Yeah. Yes. He was at Phillips.
I knew nothing about Otis. Nothing.
Otis was the #1 shortstop coming out. Yeah, he was at Phillips.
I never knew. I wasn't looking back. I'm trying to get to the big league.
Right.
I wasn't looking back in high school. Them guys playing back there. I wasn't looking back.
Hey Mel,
But
that's who I was watching. Otis. I was watching Otis, and then I had Fred on the side, but I was watching Otis and Greg.
I didn't have eyes in the back of my head. Wasn't looking back.
Mm-hmm.
and Askew, the only person I tell you to this day, the only person that told me, "Come on back."
I heard that.
Come on back from playing shortstop on the team.
Good.
Never been told that before. I'm automatically focused in on going out there doing my thing. He the only one told me, "Say, Melvin, come on back. It's Otis' turn now."
Well, when you came on back, I tell you what, Bill, he was fanning everybody, brother.
Okay.
Throughout the years, he pitched many a game. I had the pleasure of playing with him in 1990 when we played with the Cardinals, and you were damn near about 40 years old. I think you was in your 40s then in 1990, if you wasn't. But you pitched us all the way up to Green Bay in the AABC. You hear me, Bill? This was our ace right here. I'm talking about throwing in the mid 90s, man. We went all the way to the regional championship up there, and we lost to the host team up in Green Bay. They had a guy named Troy Evers who had just got released from the Yankees AAA. He was throwing mid 90s in the dust, and they had low lights, and at 5 o'clock when it's getting ready to get light and dark. Oh my God, we couldn't see that shit. We couldn't see that. And they had Stanley Cows in the bullpen, and we didn't even know it.
Yeah. Kevin Jones will tell you how hard he was throwing.
Yeah, because he threw 3 pitches to Kevin soon as he got it back up in there. He said we in trouble. He threw him 3 pitches. He said Kevin was the leadoff man. I'm like, I'm just saying this dude throwing some gas. He threw Kevin 3 pitches. Kevin came back to the dugout, Mel. He said,
"It's gonna be a long one, huh? It's gonna be a long one."
No, he didn't say nothing. He said,
"What did I say?" He said, "He whistled." He said, that was it.
That's all he said, Bill.
Throwing gas now.
Real gas.
We hung right in there with him.
We got him. Yeah. What was the score of that game? 2-1.
We lost that game 2-1.
2-1.
Who's the leader? Who's the coach for the Cardinals organization back then at that time?
Back then,
Willie Calvin.
It started off as Tim Stokes.
Mm-hmm.
He was the owner and coach. He finally found out that he can't coach and play at the same time. So he told one of
Tim shouldn't have been in the lineup. I'm saying it on YouTube. I'm saying it on Facebook. Tim shouldn't have been in the goddamn lineup. Yep, I said it. I said it.
He recruited Juan Neely Cortez to coach us and organize us, kind of quiet us down because we was rowdy. He calmed us down. He took us almost to the promised land. We should have been there.
Yeah.
For if not for an arrow or so.
I ain't gonna get in that either. Because I'm gonna leave that alone, man.
We was tied up 1-1 for a long time.
And this is this is the championship game.
Yeah, this is the regional championship, brother, up in Green Bay. We was in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
The first pitch I threw went over the fence.
Hit a bomb. Rocket.
They didn't get no more. They didn't get any more until that last inning when the arrow cost us.
Baseball happened.
Baseball.
Yeah.
But it turned
out
we represented well.
I wasn't on shortstop, Bill. I was on third base. I caught some seeds. This arrow came in shortstop.
Nice write-up in that paper about how good that game was.
The arrow came on shortstop, Melvin. The arrow came on shortstop, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Okay, I wasn't on shortstop. I was on third.
And so, Mel, at this time, you're in your 40s. You're over 40 years old, still playing at this level.
I was playing at this level. I never considered playing with someone older. It was like no competition.
Okay.
Because it was just that kind of swagger that I had to have with me.
Okay, you had it all your life. Sounds like you had it all your life.
It's a competitiveness that you gotta have,
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't have it, you gotta play with some other team.
Can I tell you a story, Bill?
Shoot it.
And it involves this. It involves this gentleman that we're interviewing right now. That very next year, I went back to the Cardinals. We put that team together that year. That was a stinger team. We put that team together and we got out of here. The next year, I went back with my original team, which was the Maple Park A's, which was composed of all of Melvin Jackson's former teammates that was playing with Askew, the older version, because Q had went with he went with the youth movement before he passed away. So the Maple Park A's, we picked up all the old school guys and we took it up, and we had that paper too. And long story short, we were the first black team that played in the Skyscraper League. Then the Cardinals came that next year. Melvin and them was still with him. So we played against each other.
Okay.
This particular game, I got, we doing our thing. We probably, I think we were winning the tournament because we went to the regionals that year. But we played against the Cardinals. We did our thing. I'm leading off, and I wanted to play against them because these my boys. And I did my thing. Now we had the game out of hand. So they brought Mel in to put the fire out. And I wasn't trying to hit. I said, forget game over with. Our game's being televised. We winning. Bases got loaded, couple outs. I said, we're going to keep this shit going. Mel came at bat. He ready to throw me this shit. He threw, come on, I'm finna hit your shit out the park. I laid down a motherfucking bunt. Excuse my language, y'all, but I did. I laid down one. Another run scored. We kept the shit going on. Melvin Jackson, this gentleman right here, my big brother got mad at me. He got mad. What you do to me, Mel?
You don't bunt with 10 runs up, Bo. Somebody should have thought through that.
So you would have known that by then, huh, Bill? You bunting up 10 runs.
Yeah, he up 10 runs, he gonna do a bunt. What's up with him? What's up with him, Bill?
You breaking all the rules. You breaking every rule in the book,
that's
bro.
Breaking all the rules. But
we got 4 more runs.
Back when I first got back from playing minor league ball, I needed a job.
Okay.
So I signed up to work the census. And while I was working the census, after I worked, I would go in the bathroom and change my uniform on. And somebody would come out front, pick me up, take me to play the game. And this is when a kid come up to me, talk about who you play for, and they tell me I could play baseball.
Okay.
So I said, if my coach haven't heard about you, you probably can't play. Okay, Bo Rab went off. Are you still on?
Yeah, we keep it going. He'll jump back in.
Okay. So I said, he said, man, next day he came out, kept asking me, could he go out there and work out and try out? So I told the guy that was picking me up, I got somebody that want to come out and try out for the team.
Let's take a look at him. Let's take a look. Let's see what he got.
I took him out there and I told Q, I said, Q, do you know this guy? He said, no, I ain't never seen him before. I said, well, he said he could play ball, Q. If somebody said he could play ball, you the kind of person that will give you a shot.
Let's give him a look. Let's take a look at him. Let's see what he got.
Right. So Askew asked him. Now here's Kirby Puckett, 5'6", 5'5", 5'6". And he tells Askew he's a third baseman.
Okay.
So Askew got somebody to hit him some fungos down at third, and he had a bad habit of getting down on one knee, catching ground balls.
Right, we ain't doing that. Askew ain't got no part to that.
Yeah. Askew say, you can't play third base for me, son. Not catching no ground balls like that. So he said, but I got an extra uniform for you. I got an extra uniform for you. You want to play? You gonna go get the uniform and set Kirby down at the end of the bench.
Okay.
Now, we up a couple times on some teams, 9-0, 8-0, stuff like that. Put Kirby in there. Bam! Out the yard.
Power. Pure power.
Pure power to the opposite field.
Hmm.
Put him in there another time. He was in the dugout sitting down when they got the ball back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, after he did that, he said, I got to find a position for you, son. I got to find a position, but you can't play third.
Right.
So, for this particular day, I was playing shortstop.
Okay.
Kirby was in left field. Askew had put him in outfield, put him in left field. Bill, this is unbelievable what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
It was a foul ball hit down the left field line at Abbott Park.
Okay. Right by Harlan, right behind Harlan.
Right. Now, excuse me. Foul ball hit down the left field line. I'm running for the ball. All of a sudden, I hear somebody say, I got it. I pulled up. And this is a true story now.
Okay.
And I looked up in the air. It was Kirby. I'm looking at him straight up in the air like this. This man is up here, flying like this.
Going for the ball.
He said, I got it. Caught that ball. Still laid out flat. Hit the grass on his chest. He going so fast, he hit the grass on his chest, slid across the walkway, going down the left field line in Abbott Park. If you know Abbott Park, it's a concrete walk that goes there.
Yes.
He hit the grass on one side, slid across the concrete to the other side of the grass, still holding that ball up in the air. That's when Askew said, I'm going to send you to school.
Okay. Bo, we got Bo back on the line now. Bo, we just heard a remarkable Kirby Puckett story.
I know, man. I had
a remarkable Kirby Puckett story.
That's some good stuff, man.
That's when Askew said, I'm going to send you to school.
And he sent him to Triton?
He called Lewis University.
Lewis. Okay.
Because he had sent
he called Triton. No, he called
Triton.
Triton. That was Triton.
Huh? Triton.
Triton.
Yeah, Triton Junior College. What did I just say?
Lewis.
You said Lewis. That's where Cliff and all them went. That's Kenny Jones. Right. We had cats over there too.
To Triton.
Send him to Triton.
He had Askew had numbers to coaches.
He was the connect. He was the connect.
So I got down in Utica.
So he sent him to Triton. Next thing you know, him, one dog, and what was the other outfielder name? Bo? Well, anyway, Triton's whole outfield went first round.
Yeah, the whole outfield went. It was Triton, Land, Kirby, Lance, and I forgot the other dude.
That's what I said. I forgot the.
Damn, anyway, I forgot the other dude.
The whole outfield went first round to different teams.
They went to the Nationals that year too.
Kirby got the Triton. Askew said there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he
did. He leaves Calumet. So Kirby's at Calumet High School, right?
He went to Bradley first with Pete.
He dropped out of Bradley.
He was there with Pete.
Bradley with Pete. Him and Pete
and Mike Kendricks.
Mike Kendricks. Yeah.
Now him and Pete ended up being the best of buddies.
Yeah. Yes, they were.
That's right.
Him and Pete ended up being the best buddies. As a matter of fact, Pete was probably the only guy that would speak to him after that situation that went down.
Yeah. And Tony Garland.
Now, you know about the situation, Bo, and everybody in Askew circle know that situation.
Yeah, I know it.
But I want to let everybody know, I'm talking to all the Askewers and all the other ball players out there that know this situation. You need to let it go.
Yeah.
But see, if you start talking about Kirby around these people, you're going to be fighting.
They don't know the truth.
They're going to want to hit you. And I'm not playing. I'm serious. They're going to want to fight you. Because they don't want to hear about that situation. They won't let it go. But you got to realize that people make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how big they are, sometimes people make small mistakes, some people make big mistakes. He made a big mistake.
Yeah, that was a big one.
In denouncing where he came from like that. Not wanting to be a part of where he came from. So we gotta let that go.
Kirby played for your dad for a little while too, Bill. You know that, right?
Yeah, I remember he played. Yep. 17, 18-year-old. Yep.
So
did he ever come? Did he ever come back?
You know, I don't recall. I don't recall him coming back. I can't speak on it 100%, but I don't recall. He didn't.
He didn't. No, he didn't.
I know him and Pete stayed close for a long time.
Him and Pete stayed close all through the big leagues too. But
and
nobody on this end of that would be able to have conversation with him.
Okay.
That inner circle.
Nope.
But I want to tell all you guys out there, you need to let it go, because what happened happened. But you still got to realize that this man, between the lines, talking only baseball, not the personal stuff, between the lines, pound for pound, was a hell of a ball player.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Yeah, he was. He's a bad motherfucker. For real. Flat out.
Bad man. Pound for pound. I'm not talking about outside of baseball, but between the lines, this man averaged 295 through the big leagues.
So the same things you saw him Mel doing at Abbott Park, he did up there, up at the Dome in Minnesota.
That's
the same thing you saw him doing out there with Askew.
But if you talk to some people in the inner circle, they don't even want to talk about it. They don't want to hear his name. They want to fight you because they don't.
No, they don't
like what he did. But I like to have him on my team, even though after the game is over, I don't have to deal with that. But if I would love to have him on my team, he averaged 295 in the big leagues all his whole career.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Hey,
absolutely.
I'm not saying he better than me. I'm not saying he better than this person. But between the lines, he was a hell of a ball player from Chicago.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Chicagoland Chronicles. You got to recognize that. You got to.
Big time. So, just like we recognize you.
Don't recognize
that's why you on this show.
You got to recognize how you plays between the lines.
That's right. That's why we recognize you, man. I want to
drop one more thing, but I know we got to go, right?
It's on. Go for it, baby.
Okay. I want to drop one more thing. All you people that's writing in or whatever, write in and tell me who inspired you. Okay. Write in the answer to this question. Who was the best of the best?
Mel, you talking about from Chicago now? Are you talking about from
Chicago?
Who was the best of the best that you played with?
Mm-hmm.
That you play. Okay, that each individual play.
Who's the number one ball player that you would start on your team today? If you start a team, what ball player would you start off with?
From Chicago.
Now, from Chicago.
That's from Chicago.
I'm talking about baseball now.
Right, baseball.
Me personally,
from Chicago.
Me personally,
we're gonna put that on the page. But who you come up with?
That's gonna be the question of the day. That's gonna be the question. Of the day.
Freddie Andrews.
What's your answer, Mel? Mel, what's your answer?
My answer is I played with Freddie Andrews, the best shortstop I ever seen.
Okay.
But the number one ball player that I would have on my team, start off, would be Marty Murray.
Ooh.
I heard that, dog. Ooh. Y'all heard that? Chicago Baseball Chronicles.
I got a Marty Murray story.
It'll be Marty Murray.
You'll start your team off with JoJo.
My first pick would be Marty Murray.
I got a Marty Murray story.
He was the man everybody loved to hate, but would love him on their team.
3 sports, baby. And you know we're going to have JoJo. You know I'm going to have JoJo on this show. You know that, right? You already know that, right?
That's my own personal opinion.
Bo, let me give you my quick Marty Murray story right quick. Let me give you my Marty Murray story. How I knew he was something different. So a big thing with me and my dad, we used to go see ball games. Go up to Gately, high school, baseball, basketball, football, all throughout Chicago. When I was a kid, that was a big part. So he would tell me, take care of your business at school, do what your mom is saying. And this weekend, we're going to a game. We're going to see a game. And so this went on for years, right? We're going to a game. One weekend, he said, do what you need to do in school. Listen to what your mom is saying. This weekend, we're going to see Marty Murray. Not we going to a game. We're going to see Marty Murray. He had never said that before, that we were going to see a guy. That's what he told me. Not going to the football. We're going to see Marty. So I'm a young kid. I'm like, Marty Murray, who is this guy that my father, who didn't call him out by name, we going to see this guy. And so I'm maybe 9 or 10 years old. So he might as well told me we're going to see Jordan. And we went and we saw him. And I imagine a lot of people in Chicago got a story about Marty Murray. It's amazing that you would say that, because before I even laid eyes on him, I knew that this was somebody. Marty Murray.
I heard that. I played with his older brother.
You played with Larry.
His older brother knocked us out of the city playoff. Larry Murray.
Oh,
another hell of an athlete.
Right. Yeah.
Marty Murray. Wow.
Yeah, he played with the New York Yankees and the Oakland A's.
That's right.
I'm gonna get him on the show too.
You gonna get him, Bo?
Yeah, I talked to him last week. I got to get with him, man. Yeah, we're gonna get Larry.
That, man. I know he would love to hear you say that.
We're gonna get Larry on the show, and when we bring Larry on the show, I'm gonna get Melvin Jackson and I'm gonna get Rome too, because all three of them played on. They all played with Askew. Y'all all play with Askew, right? Right.
Larry didn't play with Askew.
He didn't play with you. He
Larry,
played with Rome.
I know Larry from Phillips High School.
But he played with Askew with Rome.
We played against each other in high school. Because see, right after Larry left.
He older than you though, right?
Right.
Okay, well, he played with Rome. He played with Rome on Askew. I got some books from Beacon gave me. Mr. Bacon gave me his from Berkeley Angels. I got his books from Richard Reels, and I went and looked at it, and I saw that Eddie Curry, Rome, Larry, all them cats played on the same team with Q at the same time.
I don't know where I was.
I don't know where you was either. I think you was gone.
I remember Curry.
Well, they older than you.
Larry, I remember Larry from playing at Phillips High School, playing against the New Sawa High School.
Right. And Eddie played at Inglewood. Eddie was at Inglewood now. Eddie was at Inglewood, right? Eddie was at Inglewood.
Eddie was at Inglewood. I played against Eddie.
Right.
Played against Eddie Curry.
I'm gonna pull them books up, man.
I even played against DC Washington.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about our next guest that's coming on? Scipio. Did you play against Scipio?
Scipio was a little earlier than me. He was
Rome played.
Earlier than that.
Him and Rome he 2 years older than Rome.
I heard mostly about Scipio after he even made it to the big league. That's when I really
came aware of him.
Right. But, we got Scipio coming up next. We got him coming up next. This been a real good one, Mel J.
I played against Bo Ellis in high school.
Wow. See? And Rome told us that Bo Ellis played ball.
Right. Bo Ellis played back. I played against Bo Ellis when he was a junior. I was a senior. Because I didn't play 3 sports until I became a senior. And I played basketball my last year and football and baseball. But I decided I didn't want to play no more basketball. Didn't want to play no more football. I just
handle it shortstop.
Concentrate on baseball.
Handle it shortstop.
We done heard from
one scholarship, not one school.
Side, you got it in. You got it in, Mel. And we done heard from the legend, Bill. We done heard from the legend, Melvin
Thank you
Jackson.
so much, Mel. Thanks for joining us, man. This is what even designed.
What this guy I got down here, Bill.
We're gonna talk.
We're gonna talk. To the fact.
Absolutely.
This guy I got down here, I'm doing a lot of work in these little leagues with.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
Okay. We're gonna link all that stuff up and make stuff happen for you, man. That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, this been a good one, man.
Great speaking to you, man. Great talking to you.
On this, we got an hour in. This a long one, man. You got stories to tell, boy. This been a good one. I've been waiting on this myself.
Stuff boiling up in me, Bo.
Yeah. I know it. You know, I know, Mel. I got tired of listening to you. I said, we're going to put this on wax, man.
I want to throw one more shot out there.
Go ahead.
Go for it, Mel.
It's not because he interviewing me, but Bo wasn't a bad mother either. He wasn't a bad ball player himself.
Hey, man. I wish I could have got a shot. I played with the best. That's all I can say is I got rings in Chicagoland, but I ain't got the experience y'all got. But I'm gonna take that. But I know what I did. But you know, hey, what can I say, man? What can I say?
It's in black and white, Bo.
It's in black and white what I did. They can say what they want. Yeah, I did. I batted first for a powerhouse team. And if you threw 90, you saw me and I batted 600. Enough said. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Thanks for jumping on with it, Mel.
Love you, Mel.
Good
man.
And love you, big brother. The A's were not the best team in Chicago.
we got to bring Mel back. We're
gonna bring you back, man. I played with the A's too, man. We did. I played with your old boys, man, but we did our thing, man. We beat the white boys. That's all that count. We beat the white boys for that paper.
Ask Wayne Williams.
Wayne go. Wayne waiting
anyway.
Yeah, Wayne ready to cuss me out, but I'm waiting on him. We gonna get him.
All right, Bo Rap Bill. Been my pleasure, baby.
Hey, y'all, I'm gonna leave it like this here. If you woke up this morning, you winning, y'all. If you woke, you winning. Refuse to lose. And we gonna piece it out, y'all. Melvin, love you. Bill, we out. Peace, y'all.
All right, Chi-Town.
For sure. I just ended.